The 2025 Ducati Streetfighter V4 isn't your run-of-the-mill bike. It's an ultra-premium precision track weapon modified for the street. I'm pretty sure if you look up the word incredible, there will be a picture of this motorcycle having owned a 2022 V4S. I can say it's that good. But with some controversial changes in the new Streetfighter, is it a hit or a miss? Let's do work. As always, we give candid reviews here with true pros and cons, unlike many other channels, so if you appreciate that, please hit that subscribe button for more. It's free, and we cover all types of bikes here, and we post at least once per week. That said, the Streetfighter has never been closer to the Panigale than it is with the 2025, and that's good and maybe bad. But before we delve into that, let's discuss the specs. The heart of the Streetfighter V4 remains the iconic Desmo 16 Stradale engine. While I didn't think it possible, for the 2025, Ducati has further refined this power plant, squeezing out an additional 6 horsepower. The engine now claims 214 horsepower at 13,500 RPM, making it the most powerful stock naked bike on the market. But that horsepower number comes with a caveat we'll discuss later. The bike now has 88 pound-feet of torque, down slightly from the previous model, and there's also some further downside to this that we'll get into towards the end of the video. Ducati has somehow reached into their wizard's hat and managed to meet increasingly more strict Euro 5 emission standards while maintaining the engine's exhilarating performance. This was achieved through a series of technical updates, including a new exhaust system and revised engine mapping. The bike has a new lighter weight chassis. As usual, Ducati has focused on weight reduction, resulting in an impressive 9-pound reduction compared to its predecessor. This is achieved through the use of lightweight materials, including a lithium-ion battery for the S model and optimized design. The new chassis derived from the Panigale V4 offers improved handling and stability. The new front frame and double-sided swing arm are designed to provide a 37% reduction in front-end lateral stiffness and a whopping 42% reduction in rear-end stiffness, enhancing rider feedback and traction, and those numbers are literally breathtaking in terms of improvement. But leave it to Ducati to deliver double-digit improvements, over-delivering like only Ducati can. People have been split on these, but the aggressive aerodynamic winglets not only enhance the bike's looks, in my humble opinion, but also contribute to increased stability and downforce at higher speeds. Specifically, at 168 miles per hour, the winglets provide 38 pounds of downforce to keep you planted on those straightaways on the track. I've always been a fan of the quad winglets on my V4S, but I must emphatically say, Ducati has beautified these winglets, taking the Streetfighter from being awesome looking to beautiful looking. I love the new integrated winglets, especially matching the paint like this. Advanced electronics. The Streetfighter V4 is equipped with a comprehensive suite of electronic rider aids, including traction control, wheelie control, cornering ABS, and multiple ride modes such as race, sport, road, and wet. These systems work together seamlessly to provide optimal performance and safety in various riding conditions. Ducati's vehicle dynamic strategy. This advanced system uses a 6-axis inertial measurement unit, or IMU, to precisely control the bike's behavior, ensuring optimal performance and safety whether deep in a corner or suddenly hitting bumpy roads. My V4S had the electronic suspension on it, and it was flawless. The bike is smarter than ever with Ducati's predictive algorithm-based Ducati Vehicle Observer, or DVO system, estimating the amount of electronic intervention needed, along with a 5-level race electronic braking system, which automatically modulates rear brake pressure without rider input to mimic the cornering techniques used by professional racers. It's craziness. The good kind of craziness. All this is served up in a new crisp 6.9-inch TFT display, which looks beautiful as always in Ducati fashion. It's even got cool graphics readouts for horsepower and torque percentages, as well as graphics for lean angle, and it's one of the best looking screens I've ever seen. But in the spirit of always giving you candid reviews, I would have liked to have seen a touchscreen display, especially at this price point, as I've become fond of them after reviewing some Harley Davidsons that have those touchscreens stock. But that's a tiny gripe. Here are the differences versus the previous model. Increased power, sort of, and I'll talk about that in a minute, and less torque. The 2024 model has 208 horsepower, and the 2025 has 214, but for those of us in the States, it might not be so rosy. As you can see here on Ducati.com, it says horsepower is only 205 horsepower, and yeah, I said only, deal with it. When I changed the country to the UK on this website, it shows 214 horsepower for our European brethren. I hereby promise to get to the bottom of this outrage. Yeah. Has this been reduced in the States? I hope to find out soon, and I'll let you know when I do. But for now, I'm keeping the dream alive with 214 horsepower, which, by the way, can be increased substantially by 16 more horsepower when you do the full race exhaust. I have another video coming up on exhaust and accessories shortly. Torque on the outgoing model is 90.4 pound-feet, which is 2.4 more pound-feet than the new model. I always hate to see torque or horsepower go down at all, but you know that number is going to go even higher when you inevitably upgrade the exhaust anyway. So another small gripe. Weight reduction of 9 pounds. The lighter weight, of course, enhances the bike's agility and responsiveness, pushing the goalpost of perfection even further than ever before. Some of that is from the new double-sided swing arm, which is a bit controversial, and understandably so. The double-sided swing arm doesn't look nearly as good as the single-sided swing arm, but it does save weight and, as discussed earlier, improve performance and feel. Quite substantially, actually. So would you trade the looks of the single-sided swing arm for 42% reduction in rear-end stiffness? I would. Improved handling. The refined chassis and suspension offer measurable enhanced handling and stability over the prior model. Enhanced aerodynamics. The new winglets provide better stability and more downforce, and man do they look good in my opinion. Advanced electronics. The latest generation of electronic rider aids offers even more precise control, more comfort. My V4S was comfortable, but Ducati made the 2025 even more comfortable, and that is always welcome on a motorcycle where fatigue can ruin the experience. They revised the area between the seat and the fuel tank, which thankfully allows for more room and better grip under braking and cornering. They repositioned the handlebars and foot pegs with long-distance comfort in mind, but not to the detriment of performance. Heat management. Some people did complain about feeling heat on this motorcycle, but Ducati has addressed the issue of heat management with internal heat deflectors made to move the hot air away from the rider's legs. I never had a problem with heat on my Streetfighter, but either way, less heat is a welcome improvement. How much will the new Streetfighter set you back? A good amount more than the 2024. The 2024 base V4 was $22,295, and the price went up to $23,395, or an increase of $1,100, not unsubstantial. And the V4S was $27,795, and now $29,295, or an increase of $1,500. You get what you pay for, and I do think that with the standard stock V4, you get a lot for your money at $22,000. My only other concern for this bike is that it's as close to a Panigale as ever before. In fact, this time, it's basically just a Panigale without fairings and some minor tweaks. I'm not sure how it will feel until I ride it, but on paper, and in the spirit of candor for my viewers, I'm a little concerned. While they optimized the power band for street, your torque is way into the power band at 11,250 RPM, and in order to reach that, you're going to be going very fast on the street, which means during normal riding conditions, this bike may not be as fun. I speak from experience. My 2022 V4S was the same way until we did the full exhaust, velocity stacks, Pro Tune, etc. to free up the beast. But this lack of low and mid-range punch is why I sold my MV Agusta Brutale 1000 RS, as beautiful as that bike was. All the power was at screaming RPMs and speeds. To get to it was triple digits on the streets, which could lead to death or handcuffs. But anyway, Ducati has never let me down, so I know this bike is going to be the best of the best, even if it needs an exhaust to fully wake it up, which is par for the course these days with the strict regulations. In conclusion, the 2025 Ducati Streetfighter V4 is yet another masterpiece of engineering and design. It continues to offer a literally thrilling combination of power, handling, comfort, and style, but now elevated even higher. If you're like me and you mostly ride on the street for commuting, and you hunt out twisties regularly, but you might occasionally do a track day, this bike is perfectly aligned to that lifestyle. Drop a comment below to share your opinion of the new 2025 Streetfighter, and always remember the motto, always be kinder than necessary, and I will see you in the next one.